Yeah. So do you think we have the outlook? Do we have a prospect of developing critical minerals? Yes. Why? No. Critical minerals can be developed in India. It has a strong outlook. Future is bright. Kyun? That is what I'm asking. Energy transition का उससे क्या link है? ठीक है, ये कॉमन पॉइंट्स है, लेबर है, स्किल करना है, बिल्कुल अग्रीड, मेजर. यस, क्वेश्चन है, क्वेश्चन I'll take later. First you answer my question. There cannot be question to my question. I am the boss of the classroom. It's an order. Tell me. दे रहा हूँ, अभी तो डेमो है, रुक जाओ, जब फीस दोगे तब सुनूंगा. बताइए. Tell me. Now see, there's a very interesting study. Just get familiar. I started by saying that India doesn't have, the resources. We import. That is one side. There is one study that says that geologically, if you look at India as a subcontinent, we've got geological similarity with Australia. Because exploration and reporting is poor, I don't know anything. It is poor right now, but do we have the potential? क्या lithium की या किसी भी rhenium की या niobium की या किसी भी critical element की mine मिल सकती है? इसका जवाब पूर्णतः देने के लिए अभी भारत सरकार के पास जवाब नहीं है because of limited exploration capacity. So that's the first point. That's the first. Outlook is bright. Please write down. First, because we have to start with it's a mineral. होगा जब है ही नहीं तो क्या करेंगे आप? फिर आप प्रोसेसिंग कर सकते हैं, पर जब है पहले तो सवाल वो है, और होने के लिए एक्सप्लोरेशन हो नहीं रही है, तो पहले क्या है या नहीं? राइट डाउन दैट geologically underline this term. Geologically, very important, not geographically. Geologically. What is geography and geology? I know they're optionals, but what's the difference? Inside. Geography studies what comes at the surface. But how does one thing come at the surface? That is processes, geology. So geologically, you write down, geologically, India's geological setting. India's geological setting is identical to Western Australia and East Africa. East Africa, not end here, which means if explored in the future, So you write down, what's the point? Explore in the future. Don't underline unless I tell you to underline. I'll tell you what you need to underline. Unnecessary underlining, we go overboard. Right. Second point, write down. Now you tell me second point. Second point, tell me the second point. Geologically, we have a possibility. Now, yeah, first, East Africa, which if explored in future, the probability of, okay, complete the sentence. The probability of finding a resource is high. Finding the resource is high. ये जियोलॉजिकल पर्सपेक्टिव दे दिया. अब नेक्स्ट, मार्केट अवेलेबिलिटी की, एंड यूज कंजम्पशन, इंडस्ट्रीज अभी नहीं है, पर वास्ट पॉपुलेशन, डेमोग्राफिक डिविडेंड, कंजम्पशन, गवर्नमेंट फोकस इन द एंड. सेकंड, what is the strongest perspective that India has for this sector despite being nothing? कुछ नहीं हमारे पास, पर प्रोस्पेक्ट बहुत, मतलब अभी तो कुछ भी नहीं है. 2023 में तो लीगल फ्रेमवर्क चेंज किया है, अभी डिस्कस किया आपके साथ, पर फ्यूचर इज परफेक्ट. No. End use तो there is no end use है ही नहीं. हाँ, market है, खरीदने वाले लोग हैं, but end use is इंडस्ट्री होगी, कुछ बनेगा और फिर कंजम्पशन हम करेंगे. नो, जैसे स्मार्टफोन्स, बट स्मार्टफोन इज वन थिंग, सेमीकंडक्टर इज अनदर. एक टूथब्रश बनाना और एक रॉकेट इंजन बनाना, वो डिफरेंस है. आई विल डिस्कस दैट. टेल मी द पॉइंट. No. No, tell me. Geopolitics is the key to get the answer. Minute diplomacy, how? Substantiate?
China is playing a block, is forming a block by
Right.
Another block, we can key partner.
Yes, friend shoring. Write down. Listen first, listen. The reason is that geologically, we need to explore, but in the global value chain of this entire semiconductors and critical minerals, both of them have got similar points. The Western world, the Western front is open to ideas. They are open to exploring new opportunities. They want to enter industries where Chinese domination is not there. That is what survey says. We got to follow China +1. They want to follow China +1 strategy. There could not be a better example than Vietnam, Thailand, and Mexico. We missed the opportunity. This is one area. That is why we were given the membership in June 2020. It's a win-win. हमें तो चाहिए ही था. हम तो डेवलपिंग नेशन है, चाहिए. वो भी इंटरेस्टेड थे because they want to diversify. So in that outlook, India has got a strong future, strong prospect. Is it fine? Second, write down. Second point, give this subheading: diversification. Diversification. Underline this keyword. ये underline करना है. Diversification. Diversification by the Western group or by West. West को define in bracket US and EU. US and EU, as these countries are trying to reduce their dependence, on China, and are pursuing. Now you can write this keyword, underline, and are pursuing China +1 strategy. And how are we good enough? Are we good enough? They are finding people. I'm saying, no, come to me. Why are we good? Now you write about the policy framework. Listen to me first. Because you are inviting these countries, you will tell them, no, come to me. हमारे पास minerals तो है नहीं, तो पूछेंगे ना क्यों आना है, तो क्या बोलेंगे आप? क्या इंसेंटिव, क्या जैसे? गुड, वेरी गुड. और
capital investment there.
Give me the point. Write down. Now comes policy. Write down. Third point, strong policy and institutional focus. Strong, third point, strong policy and institutional focus. The way you wrote the issues, you need to write in the same way the outlook. This will declutter information in your heads. याद करना आसान है. क्या policy support दिया हमने? We amended MM 1957 to invite FDI and JMC, junior mining companies. Fourth, budget has focused on a national critical mineral mission. National critical mineral mission. Or they can go to Africa, but we want them to come here. When in your class notes you are saying you've got nothing, why would they still come to you? Tell me. How would a Western country think? How would the West think? West की policies कैसी होती हैं? बड़ी बातें करेंगे वो, बहुत बड़ी बातें. Big things in life, which we cannot think. They would say, we would come to a country which has got a strong environmental framework. We would say that we will not buy diamond from a company which is, going for child labor. DBS does that. But they want a strong ESG framework. That is what India have got, a strong environmental, social and governance framework. Tell me, how do we have it? Africa doesn't have it, though the West also doesn't want it. चाहिए उनको भी वही जो हमको चाहिए, पर जब वो बोलेंगे बड़ी बड़ी बातें, नहीं ये तो यहाँ पे ये प्रॉब्लम है. जैसे वो इंटरनेशनल कमीशन की रिपोर्ट आई है यूएस की, India doesn't care about minorities. They do it every year. They have to do it. If everything is all right, then there's no fun in diplomacy. So what's the point? Write down. This is the dimension how we have got a strong policy support. You write down number 5. Strong. This is very important. ESG framework. You should write. This is the keyword. ESG framework. Environment, how? We have got strict laws. Strict laws. Give me some names. Not law, not the notifications. You've got Air Pollution Act 1981. You've got Water Pollution Act 1974. और बताइए. EPA 1986, very good. Now this is where word limit comes into play. When you write answers, you'll get a feel how much you need to spread your wings in the examination. If you write one law also, the examiner is happy. He has seen ESG, उसको पता है कि ठीक है नंबर देने हैं. एक दो एग्जाम्पल सब्सटैंशिएट करने के लिए देने पड़ेंगे. Social framework. Socially, how are we strong? We conduct SIA and EIA. यही तो हम अफ्रीका को बोलते हैं. We keep on telling Africans that, the Chinese, they will exploit. We will not do that. For Africa, we are US. And for us, US is US. That's my point. I hope you understand the point. So strong in social, write down. We conduct SIA, Social Impact Assessment and Environment Impact Assessment. And we have a resettlement policy. But displace होंगे तो you need to settle them. Is it clear that side? Resettlement policy and then governance framework. Best. PM says everywhere. हर conference में हम बोलते हैं our laws, our governance is transparent. We tell Maldives, we tell Sri Lanka that you want money. I might not have that much money, but whatever I'll give you, that shall be transparent. 3 days back, article came up in the Hindu by the BJP's secretary, Ram Madhav. He said that India, West, they want transparent framework. We don't promote opacity. When we give debt, China would follow a predatory model. कि थोड़ा पैसा दिया 2% ब्याज पे, नहीं दे पाया, बोला चल ये एसेट ही मुझे दे. हम ऐसे नहीं करते, हम सस्टेनेबल फाइनेंसिंग देते हैं. That is our governance framework. Just to explain you, so you write down in governance framework, write down governance framework is transparent. Child labor बहुत बड़ा issue है in mining. You might not feel it. It happens in Meghalaya. Rat hole mining. It's a big concern and it happens everywhere in Africa. Is it fine? We have a transparent mining governance framework or transparent mining framework led by what? Mines Act 1957. And policy focus. Policy focus कैसे? And policy focus. Give me a name of a scheme. Government has launched actually PVTGs, and this tribal this resource-rich region is very important for the government of India for the last 2 years. They launched a scheme. What is the name of that scheme? PM Janman Kshetra Kalyan Yojana. PM Kshetra Kalyan Khanij Kshetra Kalyan Yojana. If there's a resource that is found and they are tribals, you displace them. We'll first give them royalty. We had formed District Mineral Foundation in 2015 amendment to the Mines Act. Just trying to tell you, though you cannot write this because we have to just ESG is more than enough. Mines Act is more than enough. और पहले तो रिसोर्स है, आउटलुक है, फिर जो पैसा लगाने वाले हैं दे आर डाइवर्सिफाइंग, उनको बोला हमारे पास आओ, रिसोर्स नहीं है पर ये चीजें हैं. और नाउ आई राइट व्हाट यू सेड, राइट डाउन द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट. स्टेबल relations with nations like US, Russia, and Australia. The three pillars. In fact, two, Australia and US is one, but we've got camaraderie with all of them. So that stable relations will help us getting here, along with other factors, which is what you want to write everywhere. Along with other factors means what? Along with other factors like? Other factors like low labor cost, and what you said. And now अंत में सबसे पहले नहीं बोलेंगे मार्केट है जी आओ, एंड में and strong market prospects. And strong market prospects. इसको 4 पॉइंट को एक साथ लिखिए. Why strong market prospects? Because of why? बताइए strong market prospects क्यों है? Strong market prospects क्यों है? Number 1, government focus on twin revolution. I have told you. Twin revolution. Right? Twin is what? Clean energy transition and digital. Twin revolution. Second, we write this. Strong demand leading to strong demand because of high domestic consumption. ये बहुत जरूरी है. In China, they are focusing on exports. Do you understand? Because domestically they cannot consume. We can consume. So strong market क्यों है? End use का, मोबाइल फोन्स का, इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स का क्यों है? सारे वर्ल्ड इन्वेस्ट करना चाहता है कि खरीदने वाले लोग ही यही हैं. एक तो लोग बहुत है, तो मार्केट है, और इकोनॉमी, which I'll discuss later, is driven by consumption. You want to buy these things. ये क्रिटिकल पॉइंट्स, टेक्निकल पॉइंट्स डालने पड़ेंगे कि कंजम्पशन अंडरलाइन, बस इतना ही दिखाना है. Is it fine? Strong demand and hang on, and good prospects. अभी भी we have to write, सब बताना पड़ता है, एग्जामिनर को सब दिखाना है, सब आता है. Good prospects for end use. Give me example of end use. Where will you use critical minerals? EVs, smartphones. Yes, smartphones. Very good. Space. What else? Defense, very good. Yes. Agriculture. So all those points that you wrote in the importance, no. Wait, what's the importance? That all will come here. Everything will come here. Coming down in the end. This is just one point. And then we wind up, this is my prospect. Anything else that's left? Right. So the point I'm trying to make is simple by-hearting will not help. I think you'd be able to by-heart it. Like when I made the notes, when I came here before the class, obviously I'd need to look at these the tablet for some facts, but only thing I'll forget is this ABB, CCC, GGG, HILM, NN, PPP, RR, PPP, RR, SSS, TTTT, VZ. So what I do is on my study table, I write it. Because you don't have optionals of sciences, you would not know. If you've got humanities optional, उसमें याद करने का होता नहीं है, but somebody from, let's say, agriculture, somebody from mathematics, physics, geology, these are heavy subjects, so you have to by heart. So these techniques will make it very easy for you in the examination. This is a complete write-up discussion on critical minerals with one thing that's left, which I'll ask you. So you now tell me, what should we do? Last thing. Tell me, what should we do? ये तो आप ही बताएंगे. क्वेश्चन में प्रॉब्लम्स पूछेगा, इंडिया ने क्या किया है इंटरव्यू में, ओके टेल मी व्हाट, ओके देयर आर मेनी प्रॉब्लम्स, व्हाट आर योर सजेशंस? प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. एज अ ब्यूरोक्रेट यही करना है आपने. ठीक है, बड़ी बात. रिपोर्टिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स, यस भाई. वन थॉट इज इश्यूज को उल्टा कर दो, वो भी तो सॉल्यूशंस है ना. इंप्रूव कर दो, बिल्कुल सही. समथिंग मेजर, budget allocation, exploration, simple points, increase funding, वो सब तो regular points, no disagreements. Give me a grand plan. Have a thought. Budgetary, all of you are saying focus on R&D, private sector, ये सब आपने रट लिया है, मतलब रटा नहीं है, पता लग गया आपको. जिस अगर आप बोल पा रहे हो तो जिस, but नहीं. अब everybody's, there's bombardment of material, so everybody is saying what you're saying. Kabil is doing very well. अभी अर्जेंटीना में, ऑस्ट्रेलिया में मौका मिले तो पाकिस्तान भी जाए. रिसोर्स कंस्ट्रेंट फुलफिल करना चाहिए. नो, एज गवर्नमेंट सबसे पहले फोकस गवर्नमेंट कैसे बोलती है कि मैं फोकस कर रही हूं इस पे? मिशन कर बताया आपको आने वाला है. खैर वो बात नहीं है. और बताइए, टेल मी. नहीं. First thing, I gave you the no. Write down list of critical minerals. किसने लिस्ट दी है ये? Ministry of Mines कैसे दी है? Government order, gazette. It should be added in the, added where? Yes, in the statute, in the law. List of critical minerals should be added by amendment in Mines Act. जो चीज law में है, you would understand this once you qualify the exam, that as a person who's implementing, you will go by the written. जो लिखित में है वही आप करेंगे, उसके अलावा कुछ भी नहीं करेंगे, क्योंकि आपकी पावर्स ही ऐसी है. So when you write critical minerals in the law, you are like giving them highest priority. You cannot write in the constitution, obviously. So you write in the law. और इसके साथ second point, लिस्ट दे दी, चलिए मान लिया आपकी बात. और इसी से रिलेटेड फर्स्ट थिंग्स फर्स्ट वाली बात है, मिनरल्स कौन थे बता दिया, लॉ में डाल दिया. देन व्हाट्स द नेक्स्ट स्टेप? हैव अ थॉट. yes from the end, what could be the reason? What else could we do? Aman, go to the start. Go to the start. Yeah, this is the second part. Yeah, give me a solution from here. This is what we'd written right at the start. The definition is the hint. This list of critical minerals is what? It is subject to change. आज के जमाने में we want EVs. 30 साल पहले लिथियम की वैल्यू ही नहीं थी. जब टेलीकॉम रेवोल्यूशन नहीं था तब ऑयल डिप्लोमेसी वाज द की. आज लिथियम है. भारत सरकार वैसे ही डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ बैटरीज पे रिसर्च हो रही है. हो सकता है 30 साल बाद लिथियम की वैल्यू ही ना हो. Though it's tough to substitute, I clearly agree, but it might not be having the same influence for national security and economic development in the future. So you want to do what? Repeatedly updating. That's the key. Repeatedly updating. Repeatedly updating the list. इस लिस्ट को अपडेट करना आवश्यक है. This is a Western concept, writing in the list. I told you 4 nations have done that. Updating the list. Or this is what the Joint Secretaries Committee that recommended these 30, it gave this recommendation. You're not right, it's just a committee, but what could be the recommended? Think. Cutting edge technology है critical mineral exploitation. Write down. Yes. Design linked incentive वो सेमीकंडक्टर्स के लिए अलग है. वो डिजाइन करिए, प्रोड्यूस करिए सर्किट और आपको सालाना 15 करोड़ का सब्सिडी सरकार देगी. That we'll discuss later. Write down. There should be a center of excellence. Center of excellence established in Ministry of Mines to focus on critical minerals. हमेशा governmental output you need to write it first. Focus on critical minerals, and then, or you can say, one suggestion what Australia has. Right? What second part? One is either you have what? Center of excellence. Government does know center of excellence for A, B, C, different things they create. Means they'll focus on this work. Or what we can do is, example is Australia. They have an organization which is meant for this. It is called as, very easy to buy heart. Have you heard about CSIR? Council for Scientific and Industrial Research. Just add an O. Which is CSIRO. This is a body in Australia. What shall be the full form? SIR is clear. SIR is clear. Scientific and Industrial Research. What is C? No, that's a good guess, but sometimes guesses are not always good. UPSC will not ask. It's called as Commonwealth. Commonwealth Scientific and Industrial Research Organization. It is a behemoth. Very few countries of the world have got an organization that like this, which is focusing only on research and developing industrial capability for critical minerals. We have none. There is nobody that is working at this level. That is what we want to promote in my country. These are 3 policy initiatives. Is it fine? Now you recommend, give me more points. Think about exploration, mining, end use. Already focused 30 maybe 5-10. No, that's okay. No. Let me think.
Using technology and option.
In the end, AI. हर जगह AI, machine learning, physics Nobel Prize 3 days back. I'll teach you that topic though, but just to yes, you're right. In the end, technology will not straight away, it's not a straight linkage. Private investment will increase, no. That's okay, yes, but not so important. Yes, write down. Develop critical bilateral, develop critical mineral, bilateral, trilateral, and multilateral policies. Multilateral partnerships, not policies. Develop bilateral, trilateral, bilateral, trilateral, and multilateral partnership agreements. Example is just one you need to write: US plus Canada plus Australia have a trilateral arrangement. देखिए जहां दो हैं वहां तीन करिए. जैसे इंडिया यूएस क्रिटिकल पार्टनरशिप है, व्हाई नॉट गेट ऑस्ट्रेलिया? यू आर टुगेदर इन क्वाड, यू आर कोऑपरेटिंग एवरीवेयर. मिलिट्री नेवल एक्सरसाइज जहां भी यूएस है, इंडो पैसिफिक में हम डिस्कस करेंगे. जापान, इंडिया और ऑस्ट्रेलिया साथ साथ है. राइट राइट. इन दिस केस यू कैन राइट डाउन इन ब्रैकेट in the light of, फिर से लेके जाइए एग्जामिनर को, in the light of what? In the light of China plus one strategy. In the light of China plus one strategy. Now this is what is the most important part. Focus on which part of the world? Africa. One full article came up in the Hindu, I'd say 45 days back. That article below lead section, I'm not able to recall the name of the writer. She spoke that you should focus on Africa like anything. Why?
30% of the
That I told you. Yes. Ek to we want it and they also want it. Think like this. We want it because 30% of critical minerals are in Africa. Then stable relations with Africa, strong ESG framework, strong ESG framework, strong ESG framework. And I'll tell you, if you can write, Mr. Jaishankar said, it is a land of the future. 100%. It is the land of the future. Government, finance minister, foreign affairs is saying this. So you focus on them. Like China is doing. But you got to be careful. Our strategies are different from China. That is why I'm clearly saying we are going because of strong ESG framework. You can just write here, as China is doing. Give me some countries. DRC, I told you. Djibouti has got, they've got their port, but not really mineral cooperation. Tell me. Now you can expand, missions kholo, startup promote karo. That's okay. You're free. You've got free reins there. Question will not, you will not be able to write in the question that UPSC will ask. What are they, what about them? I want you, I'm telling you, I got these 4 points. Do you want me? Do you want me? Does Africa want India? Why? No. What is the reason? Because they are diversifying. They are diversifying and they are moving away. Moving away from where? किससे दूर जा रहे हैं अब वो? हाँ ठीक है, आगे दूर, और नहीं, वेस्ट से दूर जाएंगे तो जाएंगे कहां? बचा कौन? No. They are moving away from pit to port model. They have realized now. They have realized this, that now we've been exploited. That governance framework, they have poor, but now they understand. Smart ones in Africa, they know that now we've got resource, we'll process it. You want to process it? Set up a plant in my country. Let me earn money. Example, you write down 2 countries which you can by heart. One is cricket playing nation, so it's easier for us to remember. Example, write down Zimbabwe. And one more country which is popular for cheetahs, Namibia. So easy to by heart. ये जिंदगी में नहीं भूल सकते आप unless you forget what a cheetah looks like, which will never happen. I'll teach you that topic, so even then you get a memory loss, you'll never forget it. Don't worry. And Zimbabwe, Namibia, they are what? They are doing what? They have banned the export. They have banned the export of. They banned the export of raw materials. Second, so they are moving away, and they also have one more point that you need to write. Second, write down. African countries are focusing on green mineral strategy. So they have understood what we are. So what we have done, they look at us. Now they know that these are critical minerals. I want them. Energy transition, I required them. So why not process in my country? And third, they want to forge partnerships. Without money, nothing will happen. I hope all of you agree. Want to forge partnerships. Willing to forge partnerships. So we are telling them, come and partner with me. Why? Come and partner with me. Write down past experience of the construction sector. Past experience of the construction sector and what? Comma, historical relations. Historical relations. Good reputation. And what a big thing we've done for Africa. What more would they want? Yes. G20, we gave AU membership last year. That was a big step for a country, for a continent like them. So our reputation cannot be compared with the reputation that China has. भाई G20 का सदस्य बनाना बहुत बड़ी बात है. It's a big thing that we've done for that continent. China is no, they've got money, but our strategy, ESG framework, reputation, past, historical relations, all of them, they are different. That is what we say that we should do. And then in the end, what you want to do, you've diversified, policy framework change kiya, list badalte rahenge. In the end, write down the use of technology. Use of technology like AI, ML. I'll open up these strategies. I'll need 3-4 hours to explain the entire framework of AI. Everything under the sun, I'll explain you for that topic later at the later stage. But we'll do that in comprehension. AI, machine learning, role of startups. इसमें कीवर्ड डाल दीजिए. क्या डालेंगे कीवर्ड? Role of startups in what? Innovation, or you can write down mineral exploration. Though there are very few startups that we have in this country. Right? And now to conclude this entire story, what will you write? Give me a conclusion. Conclusion of this entire topic now. Finally. Conclusion is a grand idea. When the government policy, if you read any government policy, they'll give you a vision. Vision of national logistics policy. They will think logistics को बहुत zoom out करके देखेंगे. अभी हमने critical minerals देख लिया, now I'm zooming out. मैं बाहर आ रहा हूँ इस topic से. अब मैंने topic ये 4 heads देख लिए. अब दीजिए conclusion. Conclusion grand होना चाहिए, grand. इन बातों में भी, answers में भी, essay में भी. दीजिए conclusion. क्या हो गया? बड़ा easy है तो आप सब. हाँ, अमृतकाल, आत्मनिर्भर, विकसित भारत, क्लीन एनर्जी, विश्व गुरु, ये सब बातें बोलनी पड़ेंगी. लिखनी पड़ेंगी। तो इसको कैसे लिखेंगे? एक ही लाइन में सब डाल देना है, सब कुछ। कैसे डालेंगे? नहीं, हाँ करेंगे। लाइट डाउन, आई शो यू। इन द लाइट ऑफ आत्मनिर्भर भारत लीडिंग टू विकसित भारत, आत्मनिर्भर भारत लीडिंग टू विकसित भारत, and India's commitments to what? Commitments to पेरिस स्पेसिफिक, बड़ी बात, ग्रैंड। पेरिस का भी मतलब नहीं, क्योटो तो बहुत छोटा है, क्योटो के जमाने गए अब। ग्रैंड व्हाट्स द सेंटेंस?
इंडिया
कमिटमेंट टू किसका? क्लीन एनर्जी ट्रांजिशन। इतने सारे फैक्ट्स हैं, कुछ भी लिख दीजिए ब्रैकेट में। क्लीन एनर्जी ट्रांजिशन, what I would remember always is net zero by 2060, 70. Very good, everybody knows this, nobody will ask in the examination. 2070, critical minerals play a very important role. Yes, you want to frame a question? I'll write it on the board live. Give me a question. Have a think, take a minute. I've got few questions, but if you want to ask me a question, I'll attempt it. Ask me a question, I'll write it or live before you, or should I tell you? Okay, you need some time to frame the questions. Write this question. Write down. There is no energy transition. There is no energy transition without critical minerals. वैसे तो सिविल सर्विसेज में मेंस में they'll pause here. They don't complexify the questions. GS paper 3 is spread across, but they will ask you straight questions. 3 point wali approach. IR they spread, polity they spread, social issues they spread. Here they will not spread. So, but I'll spread so that we understand it completely. So this is, there is no energy transition without critical minerals, which is why SCR is supply chain resilience or supply chain stability is an increasing priority. Increasing priority for major economies. Discuss. It will be a obviously 15 word, 15, 10 essay, 2 essay, anything. You know the structure to get your marks. Structure should be clear. लिखना क्या है वो clear. You can easily expand. इतना material है और ये relevant है. इसमें से कोई भी strand आपसे पूछ सकता है. Mix and match कैसे करना हम देखेंगे. Is it clear, all of you? How will you attempt? Anyone quickly? The ones who've attempted before, who've got a knack, then I'll tell you how I look at this. Anyone? Aman, you want to try? बताओ. Introduction बिल्कुल क्या लिखेंगे? Introduction मतलब 3 लाइनें. Introduction is 10%. Introduction in 10 markers you will not give. Straight to the point. You got so much to write. 10% of the word limit, which is 25 words you got to introduce. Tell me what? Yeah, there is no energy transition without critical minerals. Tell me, anyone raise your hand and discuss? ठीक है, और I was talking to you, yes. और
critical minerals can be used to go to green minerals.
ठीक है. और how I would start is, my approach is, एग्जामिनर को आपने जो कीवर्ड्स है ना क्वेश्चन में, जैसे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल मोरालिटी, नियर शोरिंग इज एसेंशियल फॉर इंडियाज फॉरेन पॉलिसी, डिस्कस. सिलिकॉन डिप्लोमेसी इज व्हाट द गवर्नमेंट वांट्स टू प्रोजेक्ट. All these keywords, first demystify them in simple words and attach the point that you want to speak. For example, if I write, I'll again read this question. It says that there is no energy transition without critical minerals, which is why दो चीजें पूछ रहा है क्वेश्चन में. एक तो पूछ रहा है कि भाई सिंपल भाषा में क्रिटिकल मिनरल्स का एप्लीकेशन बताइए एनर्जी ट्रांजिशन में. एक पार्ट ये है, समझ में आ गया. इसमें मैं लिखूंगा 100 वर्ड्स, खटाखट पॉइंट्स बना के लिख दिए. और फिर वो पूछ रहा है इतना जरूरी रोल है, दैट इज व्हाई एंड सप्लाई चेन रेजिलियंस इज द सॉल्यूशन. दैट इज व्हाट द क्वेश्चन इज सेइंग. सो फर्स्ट इफ आई राइट इज, just get a feel, don't write, get a feel. We'll do it on many classes. Write down, as in I'll write down, you don't write. I write like this: in the light of energy transition, define which is moving from non-fossil fuels to fossil fuels. Critical minerals बताना पड़ेगा. Yeah, yes. I hope you understood that point. Fossil to non-fossil. Critical minerals in bracket. Example: lithium, germanium, play a very important role. This is the intro. ठीक है. एनर्जी ट्रांजिशन डिफाइन करते हुए क्रिटिकल मिनरल को उससे लिंक कर दिया, राइट. सेकंड, इट्स अ 15 मार्कर and I would want to spread my wings, so I'll just simple diagram. सब कुछ नहीं लिखना, simple diagram. Critical minerals, वही keyword, first perspective, important for energy transition. Second keyword क्या था? Digital transition. Third is mix and match करना है. You've got the raw material, you have to make a nice recipe. So you'd write national security, economic development, depending on your time, your mood, space left. ये लिख दिया. This is introduction. Flow chart extra information का हमेशा बनाया जाता है, not the main details. Introduce. अब what was the question? It is saying no energy transition without critical minerals. Now simple दिखाना पड़ेगा. बॉडी आ गई. Critical, simple language. Critical minerals help in energy transition in the following manner. अंडरलाइन. पूरा पॉइंट स्टेटमेंट अंडरलाइन कर दीजिए या रोल लिख दीजिए. पर पूरा अंडरलाइन में क्या होगा ना, एक फ्लो आता है आंसर्स में. व्हाट यू डू इज ड्रॉ दिस डायग्राम, रोल, और लिख दिया. नो, कनेक्टिंग लिंक होने, ये लिंकर्स होने बहुत जरूरी है. पूरा स्टेटमेंट भी अंडरलाइन करेंगे, थीम, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. अब एनर्जी ट्रांजिशन के पॉइंट्स विद एग्जांपल. कहाँ रूल होता है, क्या यूज? फॉर एग्जाम्पल, यूज इन मैन्युफैक्चर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स. एग्जाम्पल लिथियम, एग्जाम्पल निकल, एग्जाम्पल कोबाल्ट. क्योंकि मेन पॉइंट बोल दिया है, एक पॉइंट एक डायग्राम के नीचे एक फ्लो चार्ट, मतलब एक एरो डाल सकते हैं. आई जस्ट से दैट स्पेसिफिकली, क्योंकि गाड़ी में बहुत सारी चीजें यूज होती हैं. स्पेसिफिकली सबसे जरूरी क्या है? स्पेसिफिकली बैटरी. बैटरी में लिख दीजिए ग्रेफाइट, क्योंकि निकल कोबाल्ट लिख दिया है तो यू कैन राइट कॉपर. दैट्स द फर्स्ट पॉइंट. सेकंड, और क्या आएगा? इन मैन्युफैक्चर ऑफ सोलर modules and wind energy. Name of any, you can write silicon used in module, and then you can write wind, you can write about what? REs, which are used in magnets. Tell me more points. और बताइए. What else? Keyword कोई नहीं लिखेगा है. Yes, that's the point. Used in giga factories. अब giga factories कीवर्ड दे दिया. In bracket just write down battery manufacturing units with economies of scale. Is it fine? With economies of scale. I think it's almost 60-70 words. If you can add 1-2, that's more than enough. I've addressed energy transition. Now let's go back to the question. The question now says that is why SCR is upcorrecting, which is why supply chain resilience is increasing priority. Priority क्यों है? जरूरी है, इसीलिए है. It's so important, thereby we are focusing on supply chain resilience. So I'll come and I'll write the connecting sentence. Therefore, because of its role in energy transition, supply chain resilience is very important. Because of following reasons. अब इसमें या तो पूरा statement you can underline, but you need to show the examiner, you need to leave some space here. You need to leave some space here. This connector is very important. This statement. सीधा कभी नहीं लिखेंगे आप कि supply chain ऐसे नहीं. ये बहुत जरूरी है. Therefore, because of its role, SCR is very important because of following reasons. What were the reasons? Tell me. And first reason. No. First threat was what? Supply chain को पहला threat क्या था? First, pandemic induced. Example दीजिए COVID का. Second, you write down what? Chinese dominance. तीसरा, भूल गए सब? Yes, very good. कौन से मिनरल्स थ्रेटनिंग थे रशिया यूक्रेन वॉर की वजह से? एग्जाम्पल दे. बिना एग्जाम्पल के कुछ नहीं है. वो तो वॉर सभी को पता है हो रहा है. हर पॉइंट में वॉर आएगा ही आएगा. एग्जाम्पल वॉज example of which element that is caught up? Titanium. I gave the example of iPhone. Fourth, geopolitical constraints. Geopolitical constraints क्या थे? Increasing divide between US and China. Agreed? ये 4 पॉइंट्स हमने इसीलिए सप्लाई चेन रेजिलिएंट करनी पड़ेगी, जरूरी है. और इन द एंड, अब ये लिख लिया, इसमें आप 4 लाइंस लिखेंगे तो ऑलमोस्ट 70-80 वर्ड्स हो जाएंगे. इन द एंड यू विल कंक्लूड बाय सेइंग अब भारत पे यूपीएससी का क्वेश्चन है ना, कोई पाकिस्तान सर्विस कमीशन का थोड़ी ना है. तो सबसे पहले अब हम अब क्वेश्चन एड्रेस कर दिया. अब नहीं, आत्मनिर्भर नहीं, आत्मनिर्भर पे कहां पहुंच गए? ये तो बताओ कि आप क्या कर रहे हो सप्लाई चेन रेजिलियंस के लिए. आत्मनिर्भर लोगोगे तो ऐसा आत्मनिर्भर लिखना है, पर ये तो सोचना पड़ेगा ना कहां लिखना है. एग्जामिनर सोचेगा बस भाई 3-4 बातें रटवा दी है करंट अफेयर्स वाले ने, वही लिखेगा है. ऐसे नंबर नहीं आएंगे, बताना पड़ेगा. अब क्या लिखेंगे? कनेक्टर. सीधा नहीं, पॉइंट अंडरलाइन. नो, कनेक्टर. इन द लाइट ऑफ supply chain constraints, India has taken following steps. या तो diagram, because conclusion है 30 words का scope है, 30-35 word limit you have to stick. This is 220-240 only. So you can just draw a diagram, say steps. Right, you can say steps. Membership of MSF. कब आई थी membership? जून. कितने कंट्रीज हैं? 13+2. EU एंड US. इटली लास्ट एडिशन था. फिर बायलेटरल अरेंजमेंट्स, इंडिया, US. और क्योंकि आप सप्लाई चेन के लिए, सब कुछ ही सप्लाई चेन के लिए करेंगे, अब वी आर ट्राइंग टू डेवलप द एंटायर इकोसिस्टम अप्रोच. एंटायर इकोसिस्टम अप्रोच. बस खत्म. Entire ecosystem approach matlab we are focusing on exploration also, we are focusing on mining also, we are focusing on end use also, and we are focusing on recycling also. अब कुछ नहीं बचा, बस. ठीक है? Anything else that you want to ask me? Right, now go back to the first page that you're drawn. Tell them 5:15 we'll enter them, make them enter. Go back to the first page. Now see, that is how I prepared my notes of this topic. Though what I do is, like I've done it, I've made the notes. You will not use this Govt obviously. On your copy, the first page that you have, you will write down the points that you could not, that are interesting. The keywords you want to write. For example, I have written SCV. I wrote, though it's very simple, but just to have it full, because you need to write it. Because you're getting acquainted for the first time, you will just write the points. What are critical minerals? List. And I have just highlighted the minerals which I forget. For example, I could not recall what is B. I could recall bismuth, but I could not recall beryllium in the morning. I had just gotten up. So I look at the list again. तो आप भी ऐसे अलग अलग कुछ भूलेंगे, उनको मार्क कर लीजिए. But ABB, CCC, GGG, then HILM, then NM, then what? What is left? PPP, RR, SSS, 5 times T, BZ, you'll never forget. Right, then I've made issues, exploration. Issues are very simple, it's in my head. I remember 1% we spend. I remember that, they are deep-seated. I remember we've got technology of surfacial minerals. That is how you need to write on your first page. I could not show it because I'd like to take one more topic that's connected with this. It's a very important thought. This is how you will eventually do it on your own. It's like your revision worksheet. Do you want me to give it to you, this sheet also? No. I will not give it to you. This is a material-free approach. इतने पैसे में इतना ही मिलेगा. I want you to do it. I'll give it to you. I'll write it in the class. I could not do it today for the topics which I'll take. But if you go back and write the points that you forgot, immediately go back and think about it. जाते ही रास्ते में, मेट्रो में सुनते हुए जाइए और आप इसको ऐड कर लीजिए अपने हिसाब से. नहीं तो मैं इसको ऐड करके आपको दिखा दूंगा. Any doubts that you have? So if you ask me what is critical minerals, I will never forget it for all my attempts in future because it's crystal clear. Only thing I'll forget is ABB, and the thought has to be clear. Right. With this, let's come to the next topic.